Hi, I'm Haley J. Madison. And I'm Allison Egan, and we're from Her Name Was Torment 2. And you're watching Mr. Tony of the Dead.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another movie review for everybody out there. This one's on a movie called Chaos AD. This is from the Sleaze box, and it's written and directed by Chris Woods. And in this movie you have a lot of the people that you usually see in the Sleaze box movies, if you've ever seen any other ones. You got like Ashley Lynn Caputo, which is a hometown girl from my hometown. You also have Christy Pixel Adams, you have Lisa Marie Cart, you have there's so many to mention that you know, I can't mention them all, but the usual cast of characters. And what this movie is about, it takes place on Halloween night, and don't let that get you too excited, because it's just kind of, it takes place on Halloween night. There's a party, a Halloween party, and then after that it doesn't have anything to do with Halloween. But it's pretty cool that it is on Halloween. The houses are decorated, you know, there's some cool decorations going on, there's people dressed up at a party. It's not an 80s party or anything, but it's pretty, you know, it's a pretty cool Halloween setting in the beginning of the movie. But it's not an anthology movie by any means, but there's different people that have different stories going on. And like for instance, Ashley Lynn Caputo's character is abused, and she ends up taking out, you know, taking care of her husband, and then she basically gets kidnapped. And then the brother and sister in the movie are basically they're going to the Halloween party, and the brother gets lost. She goes to look for him. And that's where she ends up in this, like, kind of like this, it's like this weird, almost underground type of place where these, like, killers are. I'd kind of describe it as a little bit of like House of a Thousand Corpses and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're not exactly family, but they all kind of like seem like it, and there's like some that are really out there. Uncle Lester, he's a character. One thing about this movie, there is a lot of nudity, a lot of male genitalia in this movie, and a lot of everything. They push the boundaries in this movie, just like a lot of sleazebox movies do. You know, if you have you know, if you're squeamish, it's probably not for you. There's a lot of dismemberment and eating of bowels and stuff like that. So if that bothers you, you know, don't bother to watch this movie, because there's a lot of it in this movie, which I really dug. But also to get back to what this is about, all these people are in cages then, and they're all like kind of kidnapped, and the killers you know, basically torture them and stuff, and they're kind of talking to a camera, like an audience and everything. You know, people are basically, you know, watching them, or they record it for people to watch, and they're just trying to survive, you know. But down here they don't know what's going on, where they are, what happened, and just like everything happened so fast. And there's a bunch of people you know, trapped in these cages, and these killers are just doing whatever they can to torture them, rape them, you know, just a lot of bad shit to these people. And you know, I like this movie. There was parts where I think went on a little long, like they kind of like, I guess in a way, if you could look at it this way, they played with their prey a little too much, like maybe pull them around the room here and there. There was one where it was supposed to be night vision that kind of went on a little long, but you know, when you see it, it kind of makes sense on why it went on that long. But yeah, just some scenes that went on a little long. There wasn't when you first start watching this, you don't really understand what's going on, but toward the end, everything gets, you know, clear. I don't want to say what happens or the whole point of everything going on, but you do find out. I thought, you know, the acting was pretty good. There's, like I said, Sleazebox kind of pushes the boundaries for their movies. There's things in it that you'd swear was real. and they're just gross, and the sounds they do, like when the one girl, like, she's kind of nuts and she likes to bite people, and she is eating like guts, and it just has this like smacking sound. It's so gross. Like, even there's like urination in this movie. So, I mean, if people have fetishes, you know, this is the movie for them too. But like, there's you know, like being peed on and stuff like that, and it's just a lot of stuff in this movie that like it's definitely, like I said, not for everybody. But I thought everybody did a decent job in this movie. Sound wise, it wasn't too bad. I heard everything, so you know, that's what you want. There's one character in this movie that's kind of like the big brute kind of person. They have a mask on. I guess kind of in a way supposed to be like the Leatherface in a way. You know, I'm not saying that that's what this person is or anything, but kind of like that big person that doesn't talk or anything. And they I don't know, they kind of fell out of place in this movie, to be honest. Everybody else kind of fit the profile. But the killers were pretty maniacal. Maybe some of the lines weren't directed perfectly or anything, but for the most part, I enjoyed this movie. I went into this not knowing anything about it. I never saw a trailer or anything, so right away in the beginning credits, it shows like Halloween stuff, and I thought, oh, is this going to be a Halloween kind of movie, like a Halloween night kind of movie? And it was, but like I said, don't go into this like, oh, I love movies that are, you know, take place on Halloween. It does take place on Halloween, but it really doesn't have anything to do with Halloween. So don't, you know, go into this, if you're one of those big fans of Halloween, thinking that that's what this is all about. But, you know, I did like this movie. It's not a perfect movie, but I always like, you know, seeing everybody that was in the Sleaze box movies. You know, I really like seeing them in other ones as well, you know, and it's just some people work well together, and I think everybody does, you know, and I think whatever Chris Woods did behind the scenes and Sean Donahue did in this, I think they did really good. I've seen some Sleaze box movies that I was kind of like, it was okay. This one probably one of my favorite ones that came out. It was different, and the ending was pretty cool. I didn't see it coming, and it's not that I haven't really seen that kind of ending before, but it was done in a way that it was very good and unexpected. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I don't know, I don't want to say, but it could possibly get a sequel. Maybe not, but in my eyes, I think it could. So if it did, that'd be awesome as well. And I gotta say, and this had nothing to do with my review. I'm giving my honest opinion about the movie, but I was pleasantly surprised at the end credits there was a special thanks, and there was a lot of names that I've seen, like Mr. Parka is on there, the Dorkening on there and stuff, and I see my name, and it was spelled right, you know, my actual name, not Mr. Tony of the Dead, my actual name on there, and I was just like, whoa, and I had to rewind it, and I saw it again. I saw it there, and I was like, that's great, you know. But like I said, that had nothing to do with my review. That, you know, I went into this, you know, honestly in this review. So, but I just thought that was awesome to see. I've never seen my name at the end credits for a movie before, and that was just a pleasant surprise. So that made me happy. But yeah, I think if you're not squeamish and you like the Sleazebox movies, you know, this one's not like a lot of the others. I think this is a different kind of direction they went with it, and you know, I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it come out on DVD. And there's also going to be a VHS tape, which I would love to get. And that's another thing I would say. I think this movie would have been even better if it was like grainy looking, like VHS quality. So being that this is coming out on VHS, I think if that's a little grainy, I think it's going to look awesome. I think it's going to fit it perfectly because it has that darker atmosphere. And if it was gritty looking, I think it would look fucking awesome. So keep that in mind. But yeah, if you're interested in this movie, I'll put the links below where you can check out. There's a Indiegogo or Kickstarter, one of those kind of things. I think it's Indiegogo. Put the link below for that. And you know, make sure you check out the trailer for this movie at the end of this review. And give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and AMINO. All the links will be below for all those sites. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and talk to you later. Bye.